Welcome to the Pull Up a Chair show. I'm Dr. Krysti Wick.
And I'm Dr. Grinaker.
And we are here to let you in on our in-depth conversations on chiropractic practice, personal development, leadership, and business excellence.
If you are needing inspiration, motivation, clarity, or permission in any of these areas of your life, we're glad you're here. Pull up a chair. Hey guys, Dr. Grinaker here, and I am joined as always by
Dr. Krysti Wick. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Pull Up a Chair podcast. And as we were talking before we hit record and we were here, it's just like, what's new? What's like, coming in practice? What are you noticing? What's happening? And I think one thing that is constantly being talked about, whether someone's trying to sell you something for it or they're just talking about it, is this idea of using automation, of using AI, of using ChatGPT. So we just wanted to just let you in on a little bit of what we're doing, and Krysti especially, on what we're doing and how do we use it and how do we use it to leverage things in our life and in the practice.
Yeah, so I'll preface this with neither of us are experts on ChatGPT.
Thank you for throwing that out.
Yeah, let's be real. And in fact, actually, I can say it for myself, I was very resistant. I very was weirded out by the thought process of dumping all this information into this robot, to the point where literally not that long ago, at the time we're recording this at the end of May, we had an event in Dallas 2 months ago, and we had a long conversation, Jake and I and a bunch of other people, about how weirded out I was about ChatGPT, and they were talking to me about how much they use it and all this stuff. And so basically, long story short, I really just want to invite all of you, if you're not figuring out one or two ways to use it to streamline your own efficiency, it's basically just an output tool. It allows you to get something that would have taken you 30 minutes done in maybe 5 minutes. And so that is where I really think, as a chiropractor that is spending a lot of time with patients and you don't have a lot of administrative time available, this is really where it gives you a lot of options to figure out where you might be spending time that is a good ROI, but you could shorten up that time in order to, be able to get more done and potentially also get some really good feedback. And so I honestly think the best two things for you to look at as a chiropractor and using it for would be strategic planning, believe it or not, and then also content creation. Those are the two easiest low-hanging fruit that you could start using it for. The most important thing that you need to do when you first start using it, or if you've been using it super casually and you haven't necessarily trained it, is you need to train it. So you need to ask it to ask you questions about what you do in the office, what your vision is for the office, what your business plan kind of looks like over the next 5 years. You have to feed all this information into it in order for it to be able to give you the best intelligent responses. And especially when it comes to content creation, if you want it to mirror your voice on social, or if you're sending emails to patients or whatever it is, you have to be able to train it, because I do think it's really easy, at least for us, even as a consumer, it's easy for me to see when people are sending out really canned stuff from AI at this point, that they haven't spent time actually helping it understand their brand and their voice and whatnot. So the easiest thing to do is just open it up and just ask it to ask you questions, because a lot of people, they're like, well, I don't even know how to train it. And that's all you have to do. That's kind of the first part, is just make sure that you feed all that in. And then anytime you ask a subsequent question, you need to make sure that you save the link to the chat that you already had going, or it will not remember any of those things. It is not connected to your device even. So if you don't reopen the link from the conversation that you already had, if you spend 30 minutes training it, you could lose all that work. So that's really, really important. And that's, one of the reasons why it's nice to have the $20 paid version, is it gives you, it's a little faster, and it's a little bit easier for you to save those links to make sure that you're reopening. But
want you guys to know with that, it is such a huge, those two things are things before I talk to Krysti, like I didn't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm an idiot or not involved, but these are like really big things. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, it could be because you just don't know those two things. Like, let me do it, let me train it a little bit, let me save it so I can come back to the same thing. And I think the beauty of it is especially in content creation, I know like a lot of you are in email, you're just not even sure exactly where to start or where to go. Where if you get really good at this, and it can just give you that. You still may tweak it or run with it, but it's just like, oh, there's an idea and I can kind of run with it. It kind of kickstarts that idea. And like anything, with this, the quality of response you're going to get or the quality of the input that you're putting in. So make sure that you're spending time like, hey, what should I do regarding, this or whatever? And it doesn't mean you can't take it and tweak it or run with it, but at least it's a great place to start to get some idea flow going.
Yeah, we can't see both of our screens at the same time when we put up these recordings, but I'm nodding very vigorously for all of you guys that are listening, because that I would say is the number one thing that chiropractors talk to us about when it comes to their marketing is they just don't know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to post, or I don't know, where to start. And so honestly, you can open up your ChatGPT after you trained it and say, I need to make a post today for the office. What should I post about? And then you can start having a conversation with it. And it will ask you questions about things that might be like just slightly under top of mind for you. And it actually will help you clarify like what you want to say, how you want to say it. So I really think there's some huge benefit in using it to refine your messaging. So even if, let's say, you're not sending emails right now to your email list, like this is a great, easy first thing to start is just have it help you write a monthly email. And it'll give you ideas of things to include and sections that you can look at each month that you could replicate and maybe tweak a little bit. But it's really honestly a great digital assistant that is going to be $20 a month instead of $20 an hour. So that's something to really keep in mind. So the content creation, I think, is huge. Even if you just start using it to refine your in-office, messaging, like what needs to happen for your questions of the week or some of your table talk, and then you can kind of take that and run with it. The nice thing too is you don't even have to, it's like if let's say you figure out a week's worth of social posts, you can literally just save them, hand them off to a CA, and have that CA do all the posting and the graphics and whatever else needs to happen. And now you got that done maybe in 10 minutes instead of you being so concerned about like the how long it's going to take you. So that's like the first part, and probably a lot of you have used it for that type of thing. So just encouraging to go back. But I want to go back to the first thing that I told you would be good to use it for, because I don't think a lot of people are using it for this. And it's, if you train it appropriately, it can be really great at this. You could literally say like, okay, by the end of the year, I want to, these are my like top 5 goals when it comes to like systems or something that's going on in the office. And obviously, like those are things that coaching is going to help you with. Like there's really no replication for experience, right? Like Jake and I have, combined 30 plus years of experience in this industry. So that's what, is helpful from a coaching standpoint. But let's say you have these 5 tweaks that you need to make, but you're not sure where to start or how to prioritize. You can plug those things in, and it's going to help you actually get down to like the nitty gritty granular details of like this week, just focus on this one part of it. Next week, focus on this one part. So if you are a person that maybe can come up with ideas or a general direction, but you're struggling with the implementation, that's another really easy place for it to help you. Just figure out a game plan day to day, especially knowing you all do have limited time in between, patient care. And so it's going to help refine and streamline, making sure that it's suggesting things you can actually accomplish in your off time. So
Yeah, and what's beautiful about this is that whether you think you're using it or not, like Google and is using, I think it's Claude or whatever, like even when you go Google something, it's using, Chat GPT like Claude like thing, and you can see how their answers are getting better. It's like, whoa, it's not just giving me top website hits, it's actually formulating them into a thing. Like it's getting better at when you ask Google something, why not take a version of that, train it to what you want it to look like and who you are, and then just do the same thing, but you're using it through a lens of someone finger quoting there, something that knows you, that knows where you're going, that knows your big picture, that knows your vision, knows your office, knows where you're at, so that like the answers you get are more curated to you.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And especially if you use it for content creation, it will help you with your branding. Like your branding will improve because it will ask you questions that you didn't even think about. And it's going to give you back phrases and things that you would definitely not naturally write, but are very appropriate. And then you can start using that to start improving your brand's reach and seeing a better transition with all the time that you're spending on those two things. So again, we're not experts. This is just how we are using it right now. And honestly, I think you'll become an expert at how you
Thanks for
want to
tuning in to
use
the Pull
it
Up a Chair show.
once you just
Whether you're
start
watching
using
on
it,
YouTube or
in
listening to
a
the
way
show
that
on
makes
your
sense
favorite
for your week to
platform,
week.
make sure you
So
hit
start
subscribe
with
so
these
you
two
never miss an
ideas.
episode.
If you found value in
Definitely,
today's
this is
episode,
something
please share it
that
with a
you can
colleague.
chat about
We would
with
be
other
honored.
To connect with
chiropractic
us, you can
friends
find us
because
on
a lot of you
IG
face
at
similar
The Pursuit
challenges. And
Kairos,
so
or you can
seeing
email
how
us
other
at
people are
connect
using it, I
at
think is really helpful. And
thepursuitkairos.com.
that way you can keep refining the time you're spending with it so it's more and more efficient. So that's our challenge to you today. A quick hitter, easy one. But definitely the next time you're feeling drained, like you just don't have enough time to get XYZ done. I don't have time to sit down at my computer and get this done. Think about how you could leverage this to decrease the amount of time it will take. So it'll be easier for you to pump out what needs to happen from a quality standpoint, but still have some time to actually live your life. So,
And if you find another way that you love to use it, DM us, comment on here wherever you're
yeah.
seeing it. Like, let us know what you're finding and you're using, because we'd love to do it as well. So let's make this a helpful community of figuring out these robots for the future.
All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of the Pull Up a Chair Show. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Pull Up a Chair show.
Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening to the show on your favorite platform, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.
If you found value in today's episode, please share it with a colleague. We would be honored.
To connect with us, you can find us on IG at The Pursuit Kairos, or you can email us at connect@thepursuitkairos.com.